Hi all, it's me again, back in contact to go through your Life Path 11, the Master Life Path 11. But before I get going, as usual, I have a video that I've made that will help you calculate all your core numbers, and I've put a link to that video in the description box below, just in case you don't know how to work out your core numbers. Also with the Master Life Path 11 and the Life Path 2, sometimes people can get their numbers a little bit mixed up and think they're a 2 when they're an 11, or think they're an 11 when they're a 2. I've also had people that have been quite disappointed because they think, oh, I thought I was a Life Path Master 11 and I'm only a 2. Don't be bothered about that, guys. The Master Life Path 11 Life Path is quite a difficult life path. It's like you're doing your PhD, so it's harder work, and it doesn't mean you're a master already if your life path is 11. It means you're working towards being a master or mastering the energy of the one. So if you think you're a master 11 and then you work out your numbers correctly, or check your numbers and you're actually a 2, please don't be upset about that, because it's not easy being a Life Path 11, as you're going to find out throughout this video. Right, so remembering again, if you don't know how to work out your core numbers, I will put a link to my calculating your numbers video in the description box below. Let's get started. Right, so the Life Path Master 11, your chosen mission for this life is you have double the need to be creative, confident and independent. The one has the same need, but as a Life Path double 1, you have double the need to be confident, independent and very, very creative. And I'm talking innovative, unique. And then you're here to bring a unique, groundbreaking message to the world. Okay? Not just to yourself or people around you. When you're a Master 11, you're here to deliver this message to change the world in some way. And because the 11 adds up to the number 2, it's a higher vibration of the 2 if you're an 11-2, but you still have talents and issues related to the 2. So you may struggle to balance your own needs with the needs of others, which is a Life Path 2 difficulty. But the Life Path 11 still has that energy, so we'll still have the abilities and the issues of a 2. Okay, right. So what are you here to do, Master Life Path 11s? You're here to master the energy of the 1. The uniqueness, the creativity, the independence. You're here to be the initiator, the starter, the groundbreaker, the messenger, the illuminator, showing the world what the reality really is, and illuminating the world with a new message that ultimately brings humankind to a better place in its evolution. So you're here to illuminate and to teach with confidence, the confidence of a visionary, to bring a unique, groundbreaking message to this world, to be a trendsetter, a pioneer. Develop the confidence in your uniqueness. Confidently show your unique and innovatively ideas, and confidently is a big one here, guys, because the 1 and the 11 can both suffer from crippling confidence issues and lack of self-belief. But we'll go into that a little bit more as we move further on. You're here to learn to be a leader and a manager, but the 11 is better than that. Better. I say better, they're a more developed leader, I would say, than just a single 1 life path, because the 11 has added abilities to relate to other people as well as getting the job done. So you're kind of almost like the master manager. You need to learn to bring others together, to bring your individual and your groundbreaking message, ideas to fruition. Be independent and extremely determined. So that's what you're here to do, guys. Okay, so what do you bring as a Life Path 11? This is when you're in a high vibrational state. Sometimes you're going to show elements of high vibrational 11, and sometimes when you're having a bad day, you're going to show a bit more of the challenges. You could fluctuate between the two, but you want to be, in the higher vibration as much as you can, and to try and deal with the difficulties and the challenges so that you can bring a higher vibration of the 11. Anyway, so as an 11, you are a truth seeker. You're very explorative. You seek wisdom, experience to show us something, to teach us something, to develop humanity through developing yourself and your link to the spirit world. So you seek spiritual wisdom, and you use that spiritual wisdom to show others, to teach someone something unique that will develop them spiritually through developing themselves and their link to the spirit world. Because as an 11, you're an old soul. Okay, your spirit guide won't let you, and you won't feel able to do an experience and to achieve a master life path 11 unless you're an old soul. If you're a young soul, you would never be at this level. So this proves that you are actually, if you're an 11, an old soul. You've been here quite a while. You've done you've had several different lives, and throughout those lives you've got memories, you've got a lot of inner knowing. They call it cellular memory. So, and also as a master life path, the veil between you and the spirit world is thinner, so you're more able to channel from higher realms and be a bit of a spiritual catalyst. So if you're coming up with those unique ideas, remember, ideas don't come from us. They come from the universe, and we have to vibrate at the right level in order for those unique ideas to come to us. Okay, so don't forget that the ideas are not from you. It's because you've developed the ability to channel those ideas that are all out in source, universe, whatever you want to call it, waiting to be discovered by somebody who vibrates at the right level. So you have heightened psychic sensitivity, intuition, and you love to help others. So you're spiritually sensitive. That means you're sensitive to your environment, you're sensitive to the people around you, and that can be quite a difficulty for you. It's a double-edged sword. Your sensitivity will give you increased talents, but it also makes some things in the environment a little bit difficult to deal with at times, as I'll talk a little bit more about later. So you're very empathic, you feel the feelings of others, so you're going to need to protect yourself a lot. Because if someone's in a lot of pain and you pull that pain in and you don't know how to deal with it, that can be quite emotional and exhausting for you as well. But in other words, it gives you the talent as well to be able to read people and understand them on a very, very deep level. Like I said, the veil between you and the other side is a lot thinner. So you're an amazing channel for the higher realms, using your increased perception and intuition and psychic abilities to help others and to channel that message from source that you're here to share with the world. Okay, so you're a brilliant creative mind, unique ideas that all fly in the face of convention. I think sometimes that can be why you sometimes feel unconfident, because, when you give someone a new idea, not everyone takes that new idea and sees the potential in it. Some people can think, well, that's a bit weird. And, unless you're quite thick-skinned, you might take that badly and it could impact your confidence. That's something you need to work through, 11s. Your intentions and actions are powerful and they cause ripples. Okay, so whatever you do as a life path 11, good or bad, it's powerful. You're working towards the master energies here. It causes ripples in the spirit world and in the physical world. So as a life path 11, you are innovative, doubly unique, doubly innovative, doubly confident. Well, you need to be. Okay, this is what you're working towards. And inspire people with your unique message. This is what you're working towards, guys. You have lots to achieve in this world as a life path 11. And, you often stand out, I must admit, not just because you're unique, because you just seem to draw notoriety and fame towards you. You're a dreamer. You're very idealistic, a deep thinker, and you do favour faith over logic. You're an excellent healer, therapist, manager, counsellor, an inspired leader, healer, artistic. You're a catalyst. And in your spare time, you're very much, you like the realms of the unseen, astrology maybe, spiritual topics, anything that's sort of something we haven't quite figured out yet as human beings. And you're extremely charismatic when you communicate with others and very philanthropic. I said it right. I normally say philanthropic very wrongly. Okay, so more of what you bring. Now, some of these what you brings are from the 2 energy, because the 1 and the 1 adds to make the 2. So you have the ability of the 1 in the double, and you have the 2. These 2 energies can conflict quite a lot, but if you can develop the ability to work with both of them, you're going on the right track. So in the 2, really, you're very cooperative. You love to support others and to serve, and you're very much the relationship builder and a team worker. You promote peace, diplomacy, tact and cooperation, not just for other people's benefit, but for yours too. As I said earlier, you're very sensitive to your environment. You're very sensitive to the people around you. And, if there's conflict around or the environment's not very nice, you pick up on it more than any other life path. Okay, you're very, very sensitive. You're very self-reflective. You like quiet, harmonious and positive environments because of your sensitivity. You're confident with the independence and bravery to take risks, but you can also, on the flip side, be extremely unconfident and stop still because you haven't got the confidence to do anything. But remember, this is the high vibrational bit. So if you're doing well as an 11, or that you want to know what you need to be working towards, this is it. Confidence with your independence and the bravery to take risks. You're extremely musical talented as an 11. The 2, the 11 and the 6 are all very musically talented. It's not that nobody else can play music. It's just you've got that little bit of added edge to you of talent and potential. Unfortunately, though, you don't always use this talent and potential. Sometimes your confidence may hold you back there. You have amazing social skills, again, because of your sensitivity. You're a mediator and you're very much the advisor and the counsellor. But you have the ability, if you're a high vibrational 11, to not just consider others, but consider yourself as well. Because some people can do too much for others and then end up burnt out or resentful. As the 11, you have that added potential to be able to work towards balancing those 2 things. But again, you can do too much for people and then end up all resentful and fold your arms and say, I ain't doing it anymore. I've done too much for you already. And it's probably your fault, really, because you've done too much and you haven't thought of yourself enough. And of course, other people tend to walk all over people that are really helpful if they do too much. It seems to be human nature at times. Okay, so you have the personal power and you know the difference you make. That's if you're high vibrational. You know that you're unique. You know you have something amazing to bring. And you're assertive enough to ensure that others respect your boundaries. Not too assertive, but not too submissive. You need to get that balance. Intuitive and sensitive, insensitive to the energy of others, which gives you great interpersonal skills. When you can sense other people's energy, you exactly know what to do and what to say. Persuasive negotiator, which means you'd be quite good in business. You'd be able to schmooze people into sales. You're a mediator, a compromiser, a great listener, amazing one-to-one. Guide, advisor, counsellor, supporter, helper. You're humorous. You're the life of the party. You're a conversationalist, and you're dependable. Okay, right. Some of the challenges. So as I've said, as an old soul, you can be quite sensitive, and as a child, if you've got a life path 11, you may have struggled with the noise and chaos of other children and felt that you'd rather hang around with the adults. And, if you're an old soul, you can kind of understand why a life path 11 as a child might struggle with some of the noise and lunacy and chaoticness of young children. You can be lonely and you tend to feel quite misunderstood. But, you know, you could do quite well as a loner. It doesn't actually bother you to be on your own. But, you know, if you're struggling, it can sort of show as loneliness. Because you do feel quite misunderstood. I think the problem with being unique and being groundbreaking is people don't get you at first, and this can sort of impact you hard if you don't get the idea of uniqueness and how this could happen. So your biggest nemesis is definitely your lack of confidence. You're constantly comparing yourselves to others when you should be creating something new. I mean, to me, competition is about being the same. It's about being the same, but better at that standard than someone else. The one isn't about adhering to standards or being to the best standard. They're here about smashing them standards and creating something new. You know, so, you know, they're not here to compare themselves to others. So, you know, you life path 11s, if you keep catching yourself, comparing yourself to others, you've got to stop that, because you're not meant to be that kind of person. You're meant to be unique. Okay. And unique is good. So in your sensitivity, conflict, negativity and stress are especially bad for you and affects you more than others, to be perfectly honest. So with your confidence issues as well, because you're different, you can consider others as better than you. But, you know, matching with the crowd doesn't make you better. It kind of makes you like a sheep. You're no sheep, okay? The 1 and the 11, do not be a sheep. You are unique. Don't forget that. So you often feel out of place, like you don't fit in, which is what happens when you're unique. You often desire to get on a spaceship and get the hell out of here. You know, I can imagine that you'd get that feeling. 11 is my birthday number, so it's like not as strong in my core numbers as others. But I must admit, I have had that feeling before, that I just wanted to get in a spaceship and fly far, far away. Or as a 7, I've often had the desire to go and live in the woods up a tree, away from all mankind and the horrors of the world. But of course, that's not going to happen, because in this country, it's below freezing most of the year. A little bit of an exaggeration, but it's the dead of winter now in the UK, and I don't like being outside all that much. So you're vulnerable to stress-related conditions if you're working in a negative environment, especially. You can feel a lack of direction and often slip into depression if you don't deal with that situation. You're often seen as a late bloomer because the intensity of the master energy is really strong. You have more to achieve than like a normal single-figured life path person. A lot more to achieve. So it can be quite hard to be a life path 11. You know, it's not an easy ride by any stretch of the imagination. You get pounded by the universe, lots of 1 energy, lots of high energy, which can make you very, give you a bit of nervous tension. And that increases your oversensitivity. And you can be at risk of self-medicating with addictions if you haven't realised why you're feeling this overwhelm and found a healthy way to deal with the overwhelm. You are, as I've said, you're a dreamer. You come up with ideas that they're very idealistic, but they're not always practical. And it's good to get together with a 4 or a 22 life path, because they'll be the first ones, or a 1 actually, they'll be the first ones to tell you what's realistic about your plans and what in your message could be sort of changed a little in order to make it user-friendly to the world, if you know what I mean. So yeah, you can be a bit of a dreamer, and on your own, your ideas can be a little bit hairy-fairy and impractical. Because you're a master 11, people sense that in you. They don't know, oh, this person's a master path 11. They just sense that, you know, and they expect more from you unconsciously. And you expect more from yourself because you know in your heart that you should have known better, because you've probably experienced this life before and you've probably made a decision and, you know, you sort of kick yourself and think, do you know what, I should have done better than that. So your expectations of yourself are high because you know from previous lives that you should have done better, as I've just said. You're sensitive to your environment. You're going to have a lot of food sensitivities, sensitive to noise, strong smells, As I've said, chronic self-doubt, fearful and worrisome at times. But you can also be, when your energy is a bit unbalanced, you can be a bit domineering and egotistical, self-centered, overly dependent or overly independent, where you won't let anyone help you with anything. You may struggle with relationships, parenthood, definitely. Life path 11 struggle with love partners and parenthood, but they're an amazing friend. But on the flip side, you can also be a bit of a shy yes man at times if your energy is a bit low and you don't have much confidence. Someone who if you haven't set your boundaries on what you will accept or not accept, sometimes you do too much and you can end up being a doormat if you're not careful. So be careful with that, 11s. Make sure you're thinking of yourself as well, because remember, you're extra sensitive and prone to exhaustion and stress. So always consider yourself. It's really, really important. Okay, so you may have some blocked creativity because of confidence. Been told your ideas are useless or weird because they're so new and groundbreaking. You must work on developing that uniqueness and having the confidence to show, yeah, I'm unique. I'm showing something different. What are you going to do about it? And, it'll change the world. I'm telling you now. You may feel different, out of place, searching for approval from others. Don't do that. You don't want to be the same as others. You want to be different. Let them disapprove all they like. That means you're more unique than you would imagine. You need to see the value in developing your innovative ideas for the good of others, especially the 11. Seeing insecurity and telling yourself you're not good enough is the biggest nemesis of you, holding yourself back and standing stock still. You need to develop a sense of your own identity and personal power. Having boundaries on what you'll do for people and for how long and how much, and when you're going to start thinking about your own needs. Okay. Positive affirmations are very useful for you. I am good enough. I am creative and capable. Affirm your value to the universe daily and mean it. You may struggle to be heard at times if your energy is a bit low. You need to learn to set boundaries, as I've said, to care for yourself as much as others. You can be timid and treated like a doormat and dumped on. Others may take the credit for your hard work if you don't stand up and say, excuse me. You can be too trusting and easily manipulated, prone to resentment, stubborn refusal if you feel unappreciated. That's when you've done too much, guys. So half the time, that stubborn resentment is not just annoyance at others, but annoyance at yourself that you've done too much and no one's given you the recognition that you hoped for. So you must learn to play nice with others, play well in a team. How much more? Yeah, you can be a bit of a drama queen, a bit abusive at times, but normally you are a gentle soul. You have to be really pushed before you actually get to your kick-off side. Right, so there are 4 different ways to be a life path 11. Now, even though the first one here, the first blue one says 11-2, even though the life path is essentially a 2, it's the higher vibrational of a 2. And because it's the double 1, just this once, and for the 22 and the 33, the double 1 is like the most important. So even though it says 2, this really is a life path 11, okay? And you may be working towards the 2 at a higher vibration, but really think about that double energy of the 1. Okay, for the 2, 9, 11, you're here to be a life path 11, using the energy of the 9 most importantly, and the 2, because the numbers furthest to the right hand side, it's going to look the other way to you, furthest to the right hand side are the most important, and the ones to the left are the least important. So for the 3, 8, 11, the life path is 11, the most important step or sub lesson is the 8, and then the 3, and so on. Okay, so the life path 11-2. This was in my life path 2 video, but I felt it needed to go into this one because it really is essentially life path 11. Okay, so I've put 11-2 in my, I've said that. So, okay, so any numbers are the double, as I've said, the more emphasis is put on these numbers. So the master numbers take priority over the life path itself. So if you're a life path 11-2, you have double the need to be a leader and create a unique, new and innovative message with confidence. You're a messenger, you're an illuminator, and you expose the reality of a situation, and you're a catalyst for change. Okay, so you might illuminate people to the situation that's going on in the world now, and then bring a new idea which is going to sort of change things for people, and use the presentation of your new idea to be a catalyst of change in this world. It's a right convoluted way of saying that, as usual. So you agreed this difficult contract before you incarnated, but you only have this assignment, remember, because you're an old soul with lots of cellular memory, and all your ideas exist in the universe already, and you need to vibrate at that level to be able to channel those ideas. And your added intuition and perception, if you use them correctly, will assist you to channel those unique ideas and bring that unique message down from source, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it. An 11-2 that listens to their inner knowing. So this is a high vibrational 11-2, a top-notch 11-2. You're at the top of your game. You've self-actualized. You listen to your inner knowing and intuition very strongly. You're more balanced. You're able to balance your responsibility to others with the responsibility to care for yourself. You know when to step in to help and illuminate and counsel, and you know when it's time to step out and take a well-earned rest. But as an 11-2, you're amazing at working with others, and your main thing in this life is to bring a unique idea, a message, and bring that to the world to catalyze change. Be a catalyst of change. Catalyze? Is that even a word? I don't think it is. So you're here to illuminate, to counsel, to work alongside others, and evolve humanity with your message. So with that, you can suffer with nervous tension. The sheer power of your energy supplied by the universe can be quite overwhelming and cause exhaustion, and cause difficulties if you don't know how to handle the 11 energy. You're a double one master student at the end of the day. You're doing a master's degree. So along with that, you could bring with you acute low confidence, low negative self-image, and that could all hold you back if you let it. 2911. Now this is my birthday number. So because it's the most significant sub-lesson, I'm starting with the 9 because it's the most significant step towards the life path 11. So to be the best life path 11 you can be in this incarnation, you must live in accord with your highest integrity. This is the 9. To align your heart's intuitive wisdom, inspire others by example, and confront issues in the areas of integrity and wisdom. So basically that's being a good person and showing people the person that you are, rather than hiding who you are, and doing things for your own benefit rather than the benefit of others. And you're here to seek for divine wisdom, spirit wisdom. And to do this while serving and cooperating and working as part of a team, developing excellent social skills and being a mediator and a counsellor. That's in the 2. So if you're a life path 2, 9, 11, you're here ultimately to bring that message to the world. That's your overarching, that's what you're here to do. To be a supportive leader, a pioneer, a catalyst for change with your new message that benefits humankind. But to do this, you need to align yourself with your heart's intuitive wisdom and live in accord with your highest integrity. So be genuine, be authentic, and have a giving nature. You're not here to look after yourself. You need to lead by example. You're here to help others. Because remember, some life path 9s can hide their authentic self and actually act for their own benefit, because it's a very powerful number. So to be the best messenger you can be, connect with your heart's intuitive wisdom and work cooperatively with others. So if you're a high vibrational, you have a unique edifying message that you communicate to the world with confidence to bring positive world change. You do this by channeling intuitive spiritual wisdom with a genuine giving nature that radiates positive integrity. And you work with others skillfully with tact, cooperation. Okay, so that's if you're high vibrational. So when you're balanced, you suffer from all the life path 11 difficulties, crippling self-doubt, low confidence, nervous tension, oversensitivity, exhaustion, inauthenticity in the 9, self-serving in the 9, because you're meant to be authentic and look after others, ignoring your intuition and going into your brain and justifying yourself with your own ideals when actually you should be accessing your intuition. Using your mind and your ideals to justify your behavior. Or in the 2, you can end up being a doormat or resentful of others because you do too much for others. The 3, 8, 11. So its most significant sub-lesson here is the 8. So to be the best life path 11 you can be in this incarnation, you're here to work with abundance, power, recognition, and to apply your success to the service of the common good. So not having loads of money so you can buy yourself a Gucci handbag or like an expensive car or prance around and go and look at me, everyone, aren't I the best person in the world? That really isn't your path. The 8 can be quite materially abundant, but you're here to use that abundance to help other people, to help the common good. Experience inner abundance, to feel, not to feel, oh, I haven't got enough. You always must feel that you have enough and trust the universe to bring you enough. Not make money your God. It really isn't the be all and end all, and it really will not make you happy. Learn not to overpower others or to be overpowered. Okay, you need to get a balance of your personal power. And then after that, express your message as the 11's message with sensitivity to guide, entertain, teach, inspire, and be a catalyst for change. So if you're a life path 3811, you're here to bring unique, groundbreaking message to the world, to be a supportive leader, a pioneer, a catalyst for change that benefits mankind. To do this, you must be grateful for the abundance that you have, gain respect through balanced personal power, and use this power and abundance to help others to achieve the same success as you. So you'd be a great investor in small businesses because you'd have the money to put aside. And investing in a small upstart business, you are essentially using your abundance to help someone else be better. Or you can be a consultant to help someone else achieve the same success as you. Anything like that would be a very high vibrational life path 8 thing to do. And you do all this while expressing yourself or your message, your 11 message, with amazing charisma. You're entertaining, you're funny, you're very engaging. People tend to hang on your every word. So in the high vibration, when you're a top-notch 3811, you have amazing edifying message that you communicate to the world with confidence. And this message will bring about, or is bringing about, positive change. You do this by using your material abundance and power to help others achieve success. And communicate your message to your audience with charisma, informing, entertaining, inspiring, and just being, a rock star, basically. So when unbalanced, you have all the usual difficulties of the life path 11. So the low confidence, suffering from nervous tension, sensitivity, exhaustion. But in the 8, you may be a bit money mad. You can either be money obsessed or you can have no interest on money whatsoever. The 8 energy can be really rich or sitting on the streets, not giving a stuff about getting money or, success. You could be power hungry or you could be walked all over and adverted to success. Some people just really do not want to be anything to do with success. In the 3, you can be a bit lazy, emotionally explosive, sometimes abusive, I must say. But that's only if you're in an unbalanced state. The 4711, the most significant sub-lesson here is the 7. So to be the best life path 11 you can be in this incarnation, you must trust the soul within you, in others, and in the process of your life. so that you feel safe enough to open up and share your inner beauty with the world. So basically that means you feel safe enough to show the world who you are, and you're not worried about whether people take the mick out of you or hurt you. You know, the life path 7 needs to learn to trust, not only in the soul within them, but the souls around them and the way that your life is going. You know, you need to trust that everything that happens to you is meant to be. And if you go off track, your angels will always be there to help you get back on track again. Right. So you must trust the soul within you and in the process of your life. Things are happening to you because they're meant to be. And if you go through difficulties, that's part of your soul's evolution. Okay. So you need to use, it's really important in the 7 that you trust your intuition, not the analytical mind, because 7 can overthink quite a lot. And then in the 4, achieve stability and security by following a plan, a process, organized, structured, and have a work ethic, really. Be willing to work hard. So if you're a life path 4711, 4711, so you're here as an 11 to bring that unique, creative, groundbreaking message to the world, to be a supportive leader, pioneer, and a catalyst for change that benefits mankind. But to do this, you must trust your intuition and inner knowing so that you trust yourself, others, and the process of your life. You also need a secure foundation, a plan, a process, and the perseverance and work ethic to achieve it. So if you're a high vibrational 4711, you have a unique, edifying message that you communicate with the world with confidence, and this message brings about amazing positive change. You do this by trusting your soul's intuition and trusting yourself and others, and in the process of your life, you know that if you go through difficulties, it's all part of your learning and intuition, so it's all good. You just keep trusting in your soul. You just trust the souls around you, and you trust that what happens is going to happen to you for a good reason, and that your soul and your spirit guides have got your back. Okay, but you must always also have a plan, a stable foundation, and work hard to achieve your goals. And if you're high vibrational, that's exactly what you do. So when you're unbalanced, the self-doubt, which comes with the 11, low confidence, nervous tension, most definitely, oversensitivity, exhaustion. But in the 7, you can overthink. You can use your mind too much when you should be using your intuition. Stop reading all the books and researching everything. Sometimes you just already know. Okay, you already know. So sometimes you've got to stop thinking you need to keep learning and trust that you already know what you need to know. You can isolate yourself a bit. Low confidence and the energy of the 7 and the 4, they can be quite loner energies. So you have the issue that you might be a little bit of a loner at times, because actually the 4, the 7 and the 1 on its own can be quite a loner number. But your abilities in the 11 should try and counteract that isolation. You can be quite mistrustful because that's to do with the 7. You know, they don't trust their soul all the time. They don't trust that the process of their life is meant to be. And they're like, oh, woe is me and all that. I know, I'm a life path 7. You can be hyper-focused. That's in the 4. Hyper-focused, so hyper-focused that you actually make yourself ill, or so unfocused that you just go nowhere fast most of the time. So you can be hyper-focused and a workaholic and burn yourself out, or you can be directionless, disorganized and lazy. But what you want to be is somewhere in the middle. You want to be hardworking, you want to make things happen, but you don't want to do it so that you end up getting ill, or or that you end up doing nothing. Okay, you've got to find that balance. Spirituality is all about that balance. Okay, so I really hope you've really liked my Life Path 11 video. I'm going to do a video next about the 22 and the 33. I might put them together. I don't know yet. It depends how long I ramble on about a subject, because I have rambled on about the Life Path 11 for, I think, round about nearly 40 minutes now. So maybe I do need to separate them into different videos. Anyway, if you like my video, please like the video. I'm new to YouTube, so I need to get my subscribers up. I need to, get some more likes and get people to subscribe, and to keep up to date with my all my latest content, please click the bell icon, and then they'll let you know. You'll always be let know when I release a new video. You can email me directly, katie@soulexplorer.net, or you can visit my website. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So any or all of them, if you want to connect. I've been a bit of a slacker on Instagram and Facebook lately because I've been involved with a few other health and well-being projects that I'm hoping to bring to you soon. But I'm going to get back on it, guys. But subscribe to my channel and connect with me on Facebook or Instagram or both if you want to. And I hope to see you soon for my next video. So it's Katie Ewers signing off. But before I go, the big message for this week, and is going to be the big message in a lot of my videos: trust yourself, guys. Trust your intuition. The soul within you is all the information you need. Signing off.